Cool. What do you want to tell about?
Tell us anything you can. Tell us about let's start from the boat. Remember you were telling us about how you were on the boat and you fell off the boat one time. You were coming to the United States of America.
It wasn't a boat. It was a ship.
Okay, ship. It was a General.
Tory.
Right. Yeah. So it was General. So you were on the ship. You remember seeing the Statue of Liberty?
No.
You don't remember seeing the Statue of Liberty on the boat?
New York.
Right. But I thought you were passing through there, and I thought you said you saw the Statue of Liberty. Because Grandpa arrived in the United States at Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And
November 5th, 1949.
That's right. Now, do you remember that day? Do you recall when we were getting off the ship?
How can I remember that date when I was only 2 years old?
You were only 2 years old?
Yeah.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah. November 5th, 1949.
And what day was you born again?
July the 13th, 1947.
Okay. And your full name is what? Marianne?
Marianna Stanisława Antoś
Shaw. Okay.
That's
Now,
my married name.
now, do you recall you're living in Texas with Grandma and Grandpa then, huh?
I was a young little
Right.
punk.
How long
We
did?
lived in Austin, Texas.
Right. So how long did Grandma and Grandpa live in Austin, Texas?
Not that long because your grandpa Stanisław Antoś, he moved here and he started working at Ryerson Steel. That was his first job.
Ryerson Steel, and what did he do there?
Well,
Ryerson Steel?
Ryerson.
Ryerson.
That's on 16th Street near Western Avenue,
Yeah.
Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, and what did he do there?
He worked in the steel thing.
What did he do?
I don't know what he did.
What was his job title?
Steel worker.
Steel worker? Okay. Now how long did he work there?
He didn't work there too long because then he went to St. Joseph Cemetery.
Okay, and what was his title there?
He was a cemetery worker.
Groundskeeper?
Yeah, groundskeeper.
So how long did he work there?
Till he died.
Wow, really?
Close to it. 2 years before he died.
So that's all you knew about. Is that where he got his plots at now, or that's a different?
That's where his plots.
That's where his.
So his grandma.
Yeah. Okay.
Janina Antoś.
So
her maiden name was Antonina.
Now, Grandpa, did he have any siblings? Brothers and sisters?
Yes, he did.
What were their names?
He only had one brother named Frank, and he died when he was young.
What, you don't remember his age? Frank.
That's why I named him.
So.
And also, your grandma's, her father's name was Franciszek.
Okay.
That's why I named you Frank too.
So that's how I got the name Frank, and then.
Yeah.
So I got the Polish side of the. As far as Tony and Stefan, they got the dad's side.
Dad's side, Anthony.
So I'm basically the only one with the Polish side. Then.
That was Dad's brother too, I think. Yeah.
Right on. Oh, Dad's brother.
Yeah, it was his brother. Right there.
Okay, so Grandpa had one brother named Frank. He was younger. He was a younger brother, or older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
He died when he was young.
So I mean, was he younger or older than Grandpa?
I don't know. I wasn't born that time. How can I tell you anything when I wasn't born at that time? Grandpa was born March 31st, 1908.
Now, Grandma, does she have any siblings?
Her dad now.
Okay, but how many?
I had a sister named Zosha Kopecki and Salomea Majszak.
How do you spell that?
Why do you want to say how to spell it?
Well, just so you might be able to
I'll put nothing about spelling on this.
Okay. So, say that again. What was her sister's name? Zosha
Kopecki and Salomea Majszak. But from home, my mother's name was Janina Pawłowska.
Okay.
That's what their maiden name is.
Now, who was older and who was younger out of the sisters?
I don't know that.
Was Grandma the oldest? Was she the youngest? Was she the middle?
I can't tell you that. I
You
never
don't.
talked about that. Yeah, sister.
So she didn't have any brothers then?
I don't know if she had any brothers.
Now, remember when you gave letters from Poland? Do you recall what those letters were about or who they were from? You used to get. You used,
sisters.
that's her sisters? You used to get. So you don't.
Zosha Kopetsky, Salome Mishak. I used to have some letters here. I don't know what happened to them.
No.
I had a big old suitcase with all my dang memories about Poland and that. You asked Kevin what he did with it.
Now,
You asked Kevin what he did with it.
do you?
I had all my papers in
Alright,
there.
calm down.
I had a wooden suitcase and it's gone from Germany.
Alright, now, so she has sisters, and you don't recall any brothers, alright, and then, do you recall any of those letters, what those letters talked about?
I know she had 2 sisters. I don't know if she had any brothers. Probably they died in the war or something.
What war would that be?
World War II.
And now,
It had to be World War II. It can't be World War III.
I'm talking about World War I. I mean, it was never been a World War
No,
III.
World War I was started
Okay.
in the
Alright, so.
1914 when Daddy was
Alright,
born.
so do you recall?
That's when Daddy was born, 1914 in March 31st.
Okay. Now, do you recall any of those letters or what those letters are talking about?
No, Daddy was born.
'Cause-
Take that back. Mama was born March 4th. In 1914. Daddy was born 1908. You got me confused, man.
Okay, now, what was those letters about? Do you remember? When they used to write each other.
They were just writing to find out how everybody is in the family.
Now, you used to get like some pictures of like, I remember seeing these couple pictures where
I had them in that.
I got 2 pictures of, I have 2.
You asked 7 what he did. with
Okay,
it.
come on.
I had a wooden chest.
Okay, let's calm
I
down about
bought
that.
that thing's in storage. What do you do with
Okay,
it?
listen. Now, there was like a funeral. They used to have funeral pictures too, wasn't there? I have 2 funeral pictures, but they look like they're from Poland. Do you?
But I don't remember that.
You don't remember? I wish I
It's got named on a stone or something. When someone died or something. Maybe it was great-grandpa.
All right, so let's.
Might have been great-grandpa. His name was Pawłowski.
Now, it's my understanding that Grandma and Grandpa, they fought in World War II, right? They fought. They served in World War II. Was it under
My mother was like a nurse.
She was a nurse, so she wasn't really a soldier. She was a nurse.
She was taking care of the soldiers.
Was for the U.S. or what?
For the Polish Republic, I believe it was.
Well, this back
It
when.
wasn't for the U.S.
So this back when Hitler was
I don't know. Maybe she took care of that. I don't know that. I wasn't born that time. I
No.
can't tell you that. Jeez.
Okay, so it's my understanding that Grandpa used to work at a gas chamber. When he was like a POW, both of them were POWs. Is that correct?
No, you did
Prisoners
not
of
work
war?
that. You're wrong.
Wrong.
The gas chamber is when the Germans
Right.
took over and tried to kill all the people.
Right.
And he almost went in the gas chamber.
He almost went
He
again.
was saved.
He was saved by who?
So was my mother.
By whom?
Because it happened that way, they didn't get to go to the gas chamber.
Well, who
The
saved them?
American Army came by.
American Army came by and saved
It had
them.
to be the American Army.
Now, is that where they met? They met on a German conservation camp. In a German conservation camp, and they met there. Then I thought Grandpa was cleaning out the.
Listen, my mother and dad, they got married in 1946, and I was born in 47.
Okay.
Yeah, 1946, January 27th, they got married, 1946.
So, what do you know about them as in the military status? What do you know about them? What can you tell us about them? Like I'm like, what were they doing? How did they get caught or what? How did they meet up?
I don't know how they meet up, son, because my mom hardly talked about it. It probably had to be the German concentration camp.
And it's my understanding, there are POWs. Grandma used to be the cook, and Grandpa used to clean out the gas chambers, and they met that way.
I do not know that.
You don't know that?
I
Now,
can't tell you that if that's true or not.
now, Grandma used to have this big leg. It was very effective.
You know what? You need to talk all this information to Sophie because she got this all down.
Okay, well, I'm going to share this with them. I'm going to share this with Sophie. Whatever you know, it might spark, even with Uncle Frank. I'm sharing this with the entire family.
Frank wouldn't know nothing about it because Frank wasn't even born then.
Okay, well, he probably would have talked to him. He probably would have talked to his parents about it more than you.
My brother was born in 1953.
Okay. Let's we'll
how
see.
could you know
We'll
it?
hear his side of the story later on, but we want to hear about what you know. How do you remember Mom and Grandma and Grandpa? I'm like, we're just trying to figure out what you remember. Now, so they got freed by the United States Army, and they took them on a ship, and they from Germany, West Germany, because you were born in West Germany,
The ship
right?
was called Batari.
Yeah,
Battery or something like that.
yeah, I got it on a piece of paper. I looked at it. I haven't seen a picture of it. It's a pretty big ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called.
SSS Batari.
Yeah.
Am I right?
It's like General Tory or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. But yeah, so I got a picture of it too. So I'm trying to do all this research. So you were born in West Germany. Do you recall any of this, even though you were like a baby or whatever? Did your grandpa or grandma even kind of tell you any kind of stories?
I was too young.
Okay, so where was Sophie and Aunt Wanda?
Sophie was born in Germany too.
Okay.
I was born in Gdańsk, Germany, but I'm a Polish descent of Polish parents. I'm not German. I am not German unless I went to Germany and lived there, then I'd be German.
Okay. Well, not necessarily because you got Polish blood, but yeah.
No, but I lived in. If I was born in Germany, stayed in Germany, I'd be German. Right?
Okay.
Is that true? And
no, you were
Polish and German, right?
Okay, now.
That's what it be.
Grandma is a full-blooded Polish, right?
Yeah.
Grandma and Grandpa was full-blooded. No.
My dad, my mom was born in. Dad was born in Lubin, in Poland, and Mama was born, I can't think of it now. Probably Warszawa, the capital city of Poland.
Now they're both 100% Polish.
Of course they are.
Okay.
What are you trying
so that makes you 100% Polish, right?
Not really.
Yeah, they're both.
Yeah, but I was born in Germany, so I'm part German.
No, you're not. You got Polish blood. No, it doesn't matter.
Raised in Germany, Mom.
You may be.
I wasn't raised in Germany.
Look, you may have been born there, but you have Polish blood inside of you. It doesn't matter.
I came here on November 5th, 1949.
Okay.
Sophie was about 2 years old.
Okay, so Sophie was born where? West Germany.
Sophie was about 2 months old.
In West Germany.
November 5th, 1949. So she was 7. She was about 9 months old.
So as far as the image, you have Grandma and Grandpa, and you're 2 years old, and Sophie's 2 months old, riding on the ship.
And my parents went to Austin, and that's where Wanda was born, in Austin, Texas.
Wanda was born in Austin, Texas.
And we used to live in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
So that's how Grandpa got in Texas?
Yeah.
Wanda?
No.
I guess they arrived in Boston, Massachusetts, but he resided and he got his United.
No, Dad went to Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, hold on. All right, so you went to Boston. You came in Boston, Massachusetts.
Dad used to work at Ryerson Steel at first.
Right, but okay. Let's go back to coming to the United States. All right. You're coming back to the United States. You arrive in Boston, Massachusetts. Did he live in Boston, Massachusetts anytime? Or did he go straight to Texas?
I don't know that. I was too young to tell you that.
Okay, so
right?
But so Aunt Wanda was how old was you when Aunt Wanda was born?
She was born in 51 and I'm born in 47, so I was 4 years old.
You're 4 years old, so you're living in Texas at 4.
All 2 years apart.
So you're living in
born 53.
You lived in Texas when you were 4 years old, and it's my understanding Grandpa went to Chicago looking for work because he didn't like rattlesnakes. He didn't like rattlesnakes, so he moved from Texas, and
I don't know that.
And he had a friend. They
didn't have much jobs. That's what.
And he had a Polish friend.
The economy was bad.
So he had a Polish friend that was going to Chicago to look for work, and Grandpa left Grandma behind with you guys.
No, he found out about Marianne'S when he got his cemetery job at St. Joseph Cemetery.
Okay.
His name was Marianne'S.
So But so he went to Chicago by himself to get work, and then he sent for you guys afterwards.
Yeah.
After he established himself in Chicago, then he sent for you guys. And where did you guys live then? 16th Street. You guys started living on 16th Street right away. And then he worked at that cemetery until 2 years before he died.
What I remember, I used to live on Cullerton Street. 1919 Cullerton Street.
1919 Cullerton Street?
Yeah.
Okay, now,
That's where my brother was born at.
okay,
He was born in Chicago, Illinois.
okay, right on.
And I remember it's right behind Conrad Bank. If that bank is still there.
So it's not too far, is that too far from 16th Street, or do you recall Cullerton Street, Tony? Is it?
I'm talking about 16th Street when we lived in
Where the house burnt down. But
well, that was 17th Street.
Okay, so what got...
2049 was 17th.
Okay, so what made you guys move from Cullerton? Do you recall that?
How can I recall that when I was young?
I was just wondering, because maybe you talked about it, or maybe it was...
I went to the hospital, St. Mary's Hospital, there too.
Okay. Now, what age
I got pneumonia.
What caused you to get pneumonia?
From the climate change.
Oh, okay. Alright, so...
you come from a warm climate into a cold climate, that'll give you pneumonia.
So what caused Grandpa to go to, you don't recall, from moving from Cullerton to what, 16th Street or 17th Street? 17th Street? You don't remember?
He didn't move to Cullerton Street. Before that, we were on 18th Place.
Oh, so you went to 18th Place first? So after Cullerton, then you went to 18th Place?
18th Place first.
And then you went to 17th? So you lived in 2 or 3 places in Chicago before the 16th Street, or...
We used to live on 18th Place.
Do you remember the address?
St. Anne's Hospital. I don't remember that address, no. How can I remember the address? I was too young.
Okay, now...
It was right by a store. I think his name was Wally's.
Wally's?
Wally's? Mm-hmm. There used to be a store. Now I think it's just a damn front there.
Okay.
A big high building. The tavern was right in front. The tavern was right in front, and we live in the back of the house.
So what was the address where the dogs died and you had the house fire at? What was the address? What was it?
2049 was 17th Street.
2049. So how long did you guys live there? Before it burnt down?
Lived there since before you were born.
Okay.
Before Stephen was even born, because my mom bought that house at 1906 and 1972.
1972.
And I was living in South Carolina at the time.
With Dad?
Yeah. We got married here in court.
Okay.
And then we had a church wedding to it.
1968?
St. Anne's.
Now Grandpa and Grandma never drove, right?
Yeah, that grandpa used to drive the truck.
He used to drive a tractor? How did he get to work? Did he drive a...
That was in the old country, son. It wasn't here in
Okay, well... So he drive the tractor in the old country?
Yeah.
Alright.
In Poland.
In Poland. Do you recall the address that he used to live at in Poland?
Yeah, no I can't, but also me and Zosha were born in Germany.
Okay. So what made him go to West Germany? Was he getting captured by the Germans? Is that what caused?
He was captured by the Germans.
Okay, so that's...
I told you he was.
That's how he got into Germany.
He was in a concentration camp, and they were going to, have him gas. He was very lucky when the Americans came by. That's what my daddy told me.
Okay.
That's what I know, my belief. I was young too then, but I still remember that. That's a good memory. I thought you got most of my history before. What'd you do with it?
Never got it.
Yes, you did, honestly. Son.
Okay.
When Daddy died, I was giving you my history. What's the matter with you?
No, that was about Dad.
Okay, look, we're trying to get Grandma and Grandpa right now. All right, so how did he get to work in Chicago? Did he take the bus? Or did he drive a car?
He was first in Texas. We came November 5th, 1949. He couldn't get no dang job, so he went and had a friend, his name was Marianne'S, and he got the dang job before that, he worked for Ryerson Steel at first. But then he found out about his friend named Marianne'S, and he's the one that got him the job
Okay. That's good info.
at St. Joseph's Cemetery
And he's been there.
in River Grove, Illinois.
Okay. Now, did he drive? Did he take the metro? How did he get to work on a daily basis?
Bus.
A bus?
Yeah.
Wow. So neither.
CTA.
Wow. So he had to wake up very early in the morning to catch the bus. So how long did it usually
He
take
took a
him?
Damon bus to Milwaukee Avenue, I believe it was, and Milwaukee to River Grove, Illinois. What I recall, because I used to do that too. Because I went several times there.
Yeah.
Visit.
He went to Milwaukee Avenue to take us a haircut too.
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah, he
You
took
were a
us, he told us,
You were a teenager at that
he told us
time.
to take us to go to church.
Were you a teenager
told us
or
to
you
go
were
to
young?
church and-
You went to get a hair. He got you a
He
hair.
promised us to get a haircut. He gave us a Kojak and he gave us some Don's Grill on hamburgers.
That was
Yeah.
7 and you were there too?
No.
No, he wasn't there yet. But me and Floyd, I remember Grandpa Tata, he would tell us,
Do
you
you
go to
remember
church
when you
Sunday,
used to go get the
give us
chickens?
a haircut.
Do you
give us
remember
some
we
good
get the
slamming-
chickens?
Good slamming cheeseburgers at Don's Grill.
Do you remember we
I
went to
think they were
cook chickens
39
too?
cents a piece. Man, they were slamming good. I was chowing down. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8.
What were it? Hamburgers?
Big old gallon.
Big old gallon, you remember that?
Yeah, man.
I don't know it was a gallon.
That's a big old time. Yeah, it was like a half a gallon of tea you get at Don's Grill with your hamburger. 39 cents. I think the tea was 69 cents. Grandpa always had the money.
I don't think it was a half a gallon, so I think
Yeah,
it
he
exaggerated.
was getting the money
It was
to the
probably a
bartender.
quart, 32 ounce.
He was getting money to...
Where the heck you get a gallon? You can't
Yeah.
even, you're crazy.
You wasn't there.
It's not no gallon, it's gotta be 32 ounce.
So it was big half gallon like that. I used to drink in my eight double cheeseburger from Don's Grill. It was right down from Aunt Sophie's house.
You said it's a half a gallon?
Huh? Yeah, it was like a half a gallon.
You said gallon before,
It
didn't
goes
you?
down. No, I used to eat 10 tuna sandwiches and a gallon of milk. Goes it down. You remember I drank all that milk, right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
I don't know if them hamburgers
I
are
drank a
not.
lot of
I used to
milk.
go to McDonald's a lot too.
McDonald's. Yeah, you used to buy the 2 Big Macs for, I think they were like $1. Buy one, get one free, or something like that.
Then we used to go to that other grill that
It
was
was over there
across
by
from
the-
Woolworths.
By the A&P, across from A&P. Yeah.
Alright.
Over there by Jules in Chicago,
I don't think them things are there no more.
Chi-Town. They're not there no more? Frank, they're not there no more?
Not that I recall.
That's a long time ago.
Now, as far as Grandpa's religion, what was his religion? Grandma and Grandpa's religion?
Catholic.
Catholic. Okay.
He's
Now,
always been Catholic.
did he go to church on a regular basis, or did he pray at home?
When he was in Chicago, Illinois, he did. I don't remember in Austin, Texas.
You remember?
Because Mama lived in Austin, in Dallas, Texas. And then that had to go and get a dang job to Chicago, Illinois. That's how he met up with his man named Marianne'S. He's the one that got the dang job at St. Joseph's Cemetery. But the one that Ryerson Steel, I think he worked there on basis because he didn't know where the job was at the time.
Now, did Grandpa always knew English, or did he have to learn English like in the
He
United?
learned English.
He learned English.
Yeah, a little bit. He learned from his co-workers. He speaks Polish though. He learns Polish real good. He understands.
Polish was his native language.
He didn't speak too much English. No, he didn't. He learned to speak a little English when we were living on 17th Street.
Now, how'd you go about learning English? Cause
I went to school.
you went to school and learned about English, and then
I learned Polish too.
Now,
Polish, my best.
where did you go to school at? Was it here in the United States, right?
Yeah, I went to St. Anne's Grammar School.
And that was in Texas or here in
That was
Chicago?
here in Chicago.
I mean, we're in Indiana right now, but yeah, we meant like
And
Chicago.
St. Anne's Grammar School over there in the 18 place.
Okay.
Close where the St. Anne's church is.
That's where Brian and Sophie stayed at.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where Aunt Sophie said before.
How did Grandma?
That's when she got married to Pops.
How did Grandma and Grandpa feel about politics? What kind of politics did they? Were they really deeply into politics, or they didn't care, or did they keep up on that? Did they vote?
Yeah, we had a damn precinct captain. I can't think of his name though.
Grandpa always talking about St. Paul John II.
The Pope.
Yeah,
Grandma too.
Grandma too.
But as far as politics, did he vote any? Did he? Was he like Democrat, Republican?
Democrat.
Democrat.
How can you be Republican? You've got to be born in America. Ain't it got to be Republican? I think, ain't it? Got to be Democrat.
Now,
The
so
Democratic is European, I believe.
about what time did he have to wake up to go
Well,
to?
now they got a thing you could vote either Democratic or Republican. Years ago, it was only Democratic because we weren't. But like then later on,
Republicans, something about Congress and everything.
Yeah, you probably are. Yeah. So, how early did Grandpa have to wake up in order to get to work on time?
I became an American citizen through Daddy
Oh, okay.
because I married an American.
But
citizen.
Sophie also took a set of rights. What I said that she got sworn in, and why didn't you go and get your citizenship like Sophie did?
Because it was different at that time.
I thought she was trying to encourage you to go, but you decided not to go to get your citizenship.
I was already married to an American citizen.
Yeah, but you still you still could have
At
got.
that time, they had things different.
Okay.
But
Then-
Sophie got married earlier. She got married when she was 16 years
But
old.
she still went and got her citizenship, even though she was married, right?
No, she got her citizenship after she got married.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, why didn't you do that? Even though you were married, she was married. Why didn't you do the same as she did?
I didn't have to. That's if I wanted to. Sheesh.
You had to do some kind of citizenship check. You had to do some kind of test. You're afraid of tests? You don't like tests? Was you afraid they're going to deport you back or something?
You
or-
may have to ask Wanda that. But
No, I'm asking you your reasons why you choose not to do your citizenship.
Because I didn't have to.
Okay.
If I wanted to, I could, but I didn't. But automatically at that time, when you marry an American citizen, you are.
Okay.
Become American citizen by name, ain't it right? Would you think that?
I think that's an old thing right now. Yeah.
Now maybe it is, but before it wasn't. They didn't have it mandatory. They had things different at that time. Before you were born.
Now, what time did Grandpa have to be at work?
Early in the morning. I think about 7 o'clock in the morning.
So he had to take a bus about what? You probably wake up about an hour, 2 hours.
The came bus. I just finished salad.
I know. So about 2 hours. In order for him to get to work on time, he probably had to start
I don't think it took
about 2 hours.
maybe an hour.
I'm trying to get a feel for his daily life routine. Do you
It
know?
might have been about an hour,
Okay. Well, what was his daily life?
but I remember.
From day to day, what was his daily? Like from week to week, what did he used to do?
He used to be a grave digger.
Okay. And then when he comes home, what did he do? He have any kind of favorite TV shows? Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like watching the Polish polka thing.
And Sophie remembers him liking wrestling, or
Yeah, he
or
liked
was it
wrestling too.
Lori? I believe it was Lori that mentioned that he used to watch wrestling on a Saturday afternoon, and he used to read newspapers too, right?
Oh yeah. The West Side Times?
No, he didn't read no West Side
No?
Times. He couldn't
Chicago
read.
Tribune?
He didn't read no damn American.
Chicago
He didn't read no
sometimes?
He didn't read no. He
He
read
couldn't-
the Polish Gazeta.
Oh,
Gazeta?
Gazeta, okay.
Yeah.
Polish newspaper.
Mhm.
Now, did he
It
gamble
was
any?
called a Chikagowski Or Björnskovet, that means worldwide. Who's calling?
Telephone, Mom.
Put it on pause.
I don't know this number.
Number is it?
773-406-7986. It's for you.
Hello, please leave a message.
Not for me.
Is that 73?
Hey Mary, it's your brother. Hey Kathy, wish you a happy
Answer.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but I answered the phone number go off.
Bye-bye.
That's Uncle Frank.
Hello?
Happy blessed Thanksgiving.
Hello?
Call back, call back.
We'll go ahead and talk to him later. Right now you're in the interview.
Call back now! Man, then the phone might not be there.
You're in an interview.
Action.
And action.
Alright, so what was Grandpa's daily life routine? He'll go to work, he'll come home, and Grandma used to have to cook food for him? Or what? I'm like, how did he eat? What was his meals like? Or who cooked
Yeah,
them?
Polish meals.
And then Grandma cooked for him?
Kielbasa and kapusta, and mashed potatoes and spare ribs, fried chicken, Iraqi soup.
So who cooked that for him?
My mother did.
And it wasn't hard, her leg was messed up. And like,
No, at that time her leg got healed some.
so what caused her leg?
Slightly. She had a real big gash in her foot.
So was that
That
gonorrhea?
was from World War II.
So what caused?
That piece of shell.
The shell, bomb shell.
Yeah.
The
I
bombshell?
thought Grandma said that.
Yeah.
So he got infected and got gonorrhea in there or something, or what?
She had gangrene.
Gangrene?
My father cured her.
How did he cure her?
Used to put some kind of medication on.
I remember you putting iodine on there. You used to pep iodine on it.
I remember she used to put like hot
There
bags
was,
over
it was
it.
like bandages with
Yeah.
iodine in
Bandages.
it, yeah. But when she died, her leg got healed.
I know, man.
It was a miracle right there.
So how did it get healed? Did the doctor give her something to heal it or what?
No, it just happened. There was a miracle, I believe. I wish a miracle came before that, though. But before her leg got healed a little bit, she only had a little gash. She had a little gash. She didn't have a real big gash because it was starting to heal.
Now I remember
She used to get piapki. That's how they got.
what's Piafki?
Bloodsuckers.
Oh, slugs, like slugs. Is that how Grandpa healed her? He used to get slugs and suck all that poison out of her, all that.
The pharmacy used to get it. I don't know if you can get it now.
Wow.
They're called bloodsuckers, isn't that right?
Never
In
heard.
college they're called piapki.
Okay, so what stopped
You
it?
gotta ask the druggist and you would find out.
What caused her leg to get infected again then? If she was healed before, what caused her leg to get infected again?
How am I supposed to know? It just happened, I guess. You get infection if you have working dirty things and that, right?
Now I remember,
Mud or something, right? Could have been that, right?
correct
Sometimes some mud will heal people.
correct me if I was wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember a while back you were saying that that grandma used to go in the trash and dig in the trash because you guys are so poor to be able to eat. Do you remember?
Don't talk about that.
Why not? It's something that was life.
That is not right to talk
But is that true?
No.
It's their way of surviving. You gotta do what you can to survive.
You gotta do what you gotta do,
She used to have a next door neighbor and she used to put things in the dang trash, but it was clean food.
There was clean food.
Yeah.
I see homeless people dig out food and eat.
So how often did she do that? Was it like on a daily basis or what?
No.
A weekly basis?
We used to live we first lived at 1919 Cullerton Street.
And that's when she was doing that?
That's where my brother Marion Frank Antos was born.
Okay.
He was born in St. Mary's Hospital. Sure enough, that I remember that. And before I came here, I had pneumonia. I was at St. Mary's Hospital. The nuns used to treat me real good. She gave me bunch of candy. He gave me a bunch of gifts and that when I left. It was a nice hospital.
St. Anne's?
That's when, no, St. Mary's Hospital.
St. Mary's?
When I got pneumonia because I came from a warm climate in Texas. And you could get that, you know, being in a
Now,
warm climate into a cold climate, that's how you caught pneumonia.
so, Grandpa used to always have candy. Is that true or false? Like, Grandpa, on a good payday, he used to have a full candy bar for people. On a bad payday,
You mean for the kids, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
he used to give the kids candy. You recall what kind of candy it was?
My mother used to work for people's homes, cleaning places.
And that's before they got back infected, huh?
No, or they was already, she had bad bruise, but she
That's from
still
World
worked
War I, World War II?
World War II.
World War II?
She was born during World War I. World War I was in 1908, ain't it?
No, I can't recall.
I
Man.
can't recall it.
December the 11th, 1908, I believe it was.
Now, Grandpa used to like wrestling. Do you remember his favorite wrestler?
Show that.
Huh?
Bruiser and Crusher.
Bruiser and Crusher?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Vern Gagne. Because I used to remember that too, believe it or not.
What about the Von Erichs?
Probably that too, yeah.
I think the Von Erichs came like in the 80s.
Oh, yeah?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably 80s.
That died in
'Cause I remember I used to watch Von Erichs with Grandma and Grandpa
Oh, yeah?
downstairs, yeah. 1906 or 17th Street.
Right on. Well, I'm probably wrong then, huh?
I think you were kind of small.
Yeah.
He watches Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
So what did Grandpa die of? A heart attack, was it?
I think he died of cancer.
Was it lung cancer? Wow. That's something
He got a